It's your boy, Ticket the Game Spitter.
And this is AB in the building. We have a special guest in the house tonight. Why don't you introduce yourself, young lady?
Yo, I'm pulling with the fuck barbecue, yo.
What's going on tonight? It's been an
Oh,
eventful
man.
couple days, hasn't it?
Fucking shit, yeah, it has. Jesus
So,
fucking Christ. What's up?
so let's introduce you to people who may not know who you are. First, let's start from the beginning. You're an AMC ape on Twitter, right?
Actually, I'm all GameStop at the moment.
You're all
I started, yeah, no, I've been in this shit since January. So I like all back when the Bang Gang were around. If you were guys were back then, if you're,
I
you know what
I
the
get in
Bang
around
Gang?
February. No, I don't. I'm
Nah,
sorry. I
so
get in.
like the Bang Gang, so it goes like BlackBerry or Bed Bath Beyond, AMC, Nokia, and GameStop, and so those were the four original ones that were like the big tickers that were going to squeeze from Wall Street's bets. But of course, like they got filtered down to just AMC and GameStop. But yeah, I started out as the Bang Gang.
Okay,
So
yeah.
yeah, I was a
Yes,
part of. I was definitely a part of the Bang Gang back in January, but eventually figured my way out. Just like right now, I'm all GameStop, but I was an AMC for a while. I was bought in like the smallest, but I sold at like 70 because it was a solid number.
yeah.
And so I just never bought back in. Yeah.
Okay, that's and you're kind of become a figure in the AMC community as a whole of the apes on Twitter a little bit
Yeah.
more recently, and you've had a couple run-ins from what I understand with some of the YouTubers on
Yeah.
AMC. So let's
Yes.
start with our first one, which we actually watched this video on the show way back, and it made sense to me about the algorithm theory or the
Hey, AB, I'm
fractal
sorry. You
theory.
getting love. You getting love in the comment section. KSI. She getting love.
I don't see no.
Apon, you getting love. Somebody said
Oh
hey
shit.
to
Let
you.
me.
Can you see it?
Oh yeah.
This pin.
That dude. I like to make fun of him because I know he has a crush on me.
Hey, go ahead, AB. I'm
He
sorry for
always
interrupting you.
says, "No, you're fine." I like that dude. Anyways, I make fun of him out of love.
That's what we all do on here. That's what we all do.
Mhm.
So anyways, we watched the video Astro had put out about the fractal theory, I believe it's called, right? Which is basically the algorithm theory, I call it, where no. Okay. So could you explain now, first of all, can you explain what the theory is to people that might not know?
So effectively, when I discovered this, it essentially was showing that within a year's time frame, there would be these swings that occurred on a very basically repeating date. And so that's what I called them cycles essentially, because they occurred on these quarterly cycles. And when I first identified them, I thought they would happen in a T plus 90, or basically 9 days more or less, because it only had like a single cycle or so in order to determine this. And so I called it like, oh, this is 90 days. But as time continued on and I did my analysis further back in history, I realized it wasn't just specifically a 90-day type cycle, but instead they were quarterly minus January. There are two occurring in the first one. So that's not necessarily it. So that's how I originally called it a cycle theory. And I determined it was made by an algorithm or some sort of computer script, because like in my job I study a lot of systems and processes, and I have to understand like what type of output data is like would happen out of a certain type of an experiment or a system or process, or like if variables are cross changes. But because of the very repeated or very exact and very easily modeled type behavior that was happening, I knew that it was some form of computational algorithm that was happening. And so that's why I called it. So therefore, the overall behavior was a cycle. So it like did these swings, and I knew it was controlled by some sort of computer or algorithm. So that's why it's like algorithmic cycle. So I hope that made sense.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I get what you're
All right.
saying. It's, I mean, some of
Yeah.
the and like I said, we're not technical analysis on the show. We kind of but
Oh,
it's great that you're this, because you're an engineer, you're good with numbers, so
yes.
it would make sense that you would look at this and break this down and be able to come up with some sort of equation, I guess is the best way to put it, of some form to break the cycle or read the cycle, I guess is the best way.
Yes, right? And yes, I am. So when I originally when I first started analyzing this, I didn't have that much data points. I only had like a single like U shape, and so that I just thought it was just like depended on days. But as time continued on, so there's enough data within 2021 where I've been okay. This is enough data to be able to cross compare from old years. And so right now I am in the process, my current DD is all in the process of being able to analyze or characterize that swing itself. And so I've been working on both the equations that would determine like model the entire shape of everything. And so yeah, that's exactly what I'm doing, because right now I not only am I working on the equations to define everything, but given how those equations are coming out, I am learning how why we're even here, why MOAs happened and such like that, and to stem it even further to get a general idea of how high the share price can go, because it is behaving in such a very cyclical and repetitive type pattern. Actually, it had this so right now it has this concave up, because we know it's like sideways trading. Like, oh, I even have my state whiteboard, I'll draw it. But it's a concave up type pattern. And so we have like the sideways trading, then we always have like the two peaks, one peak and sideways trading up like other peak. So prior to like 2020, 2019, it was like this. And so instead of a concave up, it was a concave down. And so it would have these concave down type cycles. But in 2019, 2020, it flipped. And so that's where it's like, I'm really fascinated right now, because it flips. It can go up to as really, really, really high, because there's no, so on if it goes downwards and there's the share price right here, like that's zero, the lowest price it can hit is zero. But if it flips, the highest price it can go is infinity in theory. And so that's what I've been working on analyzing. It's like, okay, this is it, flip it. How high can it actually go? In theory, infinity.
That's exactly the conclusion we came to, or at least I came to when I watched that video, was that, and my theory was, this doesn't just work with AMC, this works with a bunch of different stocks. Is that correct? Because
and so
in 2000, say, take AMC, for example, in 2015, I guess, would probably be about the time they would start shorting this, and they have these computer algorithms that just make it happen over time, so it doesn't crash all at once. But these hedge funds have been doing this for years. It's like an automatic cycle, right? So when the pandemic hit, they just kept the cycle going, figuring that these would just go out of business before we open back up. But then we opened back up, and that changed the pattern of the cycle when more people started buying and figured this out. And I figured the hedge funds got caught with their pants down and don't know what to do, don't know how to change the algorithm without crashing the car, I guess is the best way to say it. Is that kind of correct or no?
I mean, somewhat correct. So effectively, so by buying and holding, let me say how this. So by buying and holding is what's creating the sideways trading. So previously, people weren't buying and holding. So we saw in like 2019 or like 2013, 2019, a slope going downwards. However, we still saw. So do you want me to draw this?
If you want to, yeah. If you want to, if we can.
Yeah, let me try.
Sorry, I don't mean to make you work during this presentation.
No, you're fine. I love talking about that shit. I just like have a weird. So like I have a house in Colorado, but then I have a apartment in California. And my apartment in California is just funny because it's just like there's my hammock.
Oh.
And then there's I have my ping pong table over there. Anyways, because it's just funny. Let's see if I can actually figure out how to do this. I'll get some to turn it off. So yeah, this is exactly how I've been trying to actually make my videos. So it's kind of funny.
I know. You need to get set up closer to the whiteboard a little bit.
Yeah, I guess so.
You know what? How about this? We
let me just draw it.
Yeah,
that's better. Sorry.
No, it's fine. We're not very organized here either, so it's fine. We're flying by the seat of our pants.
Yeah. So, hold on. Let me draw this. And so, like, it has this. So basically, pre-2019 to like 2019, there was like this weird, almost concave town-like shape like this. So this is the share price at $0. And so it almost reached $0, but the absolute minimum is like a couple dollars. But after it reached a couple minimum, it started to do this weird transitional period. So that's like all 2019.
Okay.
And that's 2020. And so as soon as like prior to 2019, the share price was going down. But because the share price was, hopefully that's coming out. Because the share price was going down, it eventually hit like $0. And because you can't go past this $0 type value, it freaked out. And so when it started to freak out, I was like, what the fuck do I do? And so there's this weird transitional period. And so because of some very different type of variables that occurred, it started to flip over, and that's what's happening. But the rate of change right here is highly determined on by buying and holding. So because we're buying, it's like, if you have any questions, like it's fine.
Oh, no. I'm
been looking
picking
at
up.
this for a while. And so
Yes.
by buying and holding, it maintains the sideways trading. And this is because it's so shorting, like short ladders, they are a reactionary type response. When it's always like when the morning happens, you see this huge green and then a huge red, or we go up a while and then there's a short ladder attack. It's always something that's reactionary. It's not something that's like, oh, this is going to be short ladder and then we attack with green. No, it's always like, we're going to do green, but then it's a red. This process allows it to be controlled and contained, but by also this like reaction is like it hides the shorting ladder, like the short ladder attacks, it hides itself within like retail behavior. And this is because if retail is holding, it doesn't really move. If retail is going up, it doesn't really move because it's a shorting attack. It's supposed to go downwards. But if retail sells, it's going to use that like potential of it going down and go like maximum down. So it's going to hide itself by like basically whenever retail sells. So if no retail is not selling, it doesn't have a chance to go down. But since no one's holding, it keeps it at a neutral. And because it's a short ladder attack, it doesn't go up. So this is why we have this sideways trading that's occurring, because everyone's buying and holding.
And now it's just a time game with the algorithm, basically, right? Is that what it comes to? Because as long as people keep buying and holding, it's going to keep jumping up in certain times.
So the peaks themselves, they occur at very specific times that have been repeating for like 5 ever. But they also correspond with, I personally think the dividend. So when a dividend is announced or that time period, options get really fucky. And actually specifically certain call options get really, I want to say call or put options get really cheap. Options in general, I'm going to say just options in general get really fucking cheap. So because similar to as what I was saying earlier, it hides itself in retail behavior. So when you have a failing company, you're going to expect when like a share price or something occurs, a share price holder occurs, shareholder meetings occur is supposed to go down. But so therefore, when it happens, it's going to take advantage of that and it's going to drop, like immediately drop. But how? Okay, let me start like over. Give me a little. I'm trying to figure out how to explain this because I'm a really visual person. But the dates themselves are repeating, and they correspond to basically the dividend date, specifically announcement dates. They've been pretty much the same days for a while, or around that same time period, for ever since they started announcing a dividend in 2015. So prior to that, it was around the same time period, but around when they started announcing is when shit got hard.
Okay. So now that you've discussed that all and explained it all, let's get into what happened with Astro. So
what happened? Okay. Oh my god. So
I'm sorry.
So I'm on a Twitter space trying to discuss this fucking theory that I have. But no one's really talking about it. And so he tries to white knight me and I'm like, whatever. He's like, oh, they're talking about these algorithms and they use them in order for like fucking hedge funds to talk with one another because they ended a certain number, first of all. And he was like talking about these matrices. But as he's talking along, I was like, that's not how matrices work. And I was like, that's not how scripting works. But anyways. I was like, okay, maybe he has some information that I don't know because you never know. Someone might know shit you don't. So then afterwards, because I went on about my my research and my math that I've been working on, he contacts me, and so and because I was like, okay, he might know something that I don't. He seems to for sure. So he even he hits me up, and I even let him talk to me on Discord. I was like, yeah, sure, fuck it, I don't care. He might have information that I don't have. However, what happened was he just went on about his T+35, which is exactly what Cryan actually talked about. I'm pretty sure he stole that from Cryan. So while he was trying to brag about this T+35 that he discovered, along with all these other dumb little academic accomplishments. He basically was shooting down any theory that I have. He's like, oh, do you know why it does this? And I was like, yeah, because he's like, and he's like, do you know why I do this? And I respond like, yes, because of this. He's like, no, duh, 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 duh. And I would respond with the same answer because he basically said like exactly what I said, but no. And so he was shooting down like whatever I said, like immediately. He was basically just being like a condescending douchebag and just trying to be like, oh, whatever you're saying is right. I mean, whatever you're saying is wrong and I'm right. And then he tried to impress me like, oh, when I was younger, I discovered the Pythagorean theorem. And I responded, that's cute because, you know, I have all these patents, like, please. And so then he started to like try to like do all these like, oh, I did this. And I was like, that's cute because like I did fucking this. And so anyways, and so so that didn't go out really well. So that went on for like an hour where he was just trying to brag about all this shit and try to impress me. And eventually I'm just like, this guy has nothing and no information that I need. And so I just told him all my shit because I'm just like, maybe he has something. And because you know, like, and I trusted him. I mean, I trusted people because like it's a pure, like when you talk with amongst another person that does science or research, it's like you kind of like you exchange ideas. It's what I'm used to. But instead, however, he took everything I said and claimed it as his own. Because he went through basically my entire Reddit account and stole every single DD that I had, and then made videos of them, posted them, and then that's how he got infamous. But if you notice on his Reddit,
that's one thing we picked up on was with the cycle theory, the algorithm theory, is that when we found out about Astro, because there's so many of these YouTubers out there now, and I've kind of always maintain the thing that a lot of these guys don't do their own DD. They just steal other people's DD and then go online and talk about it. Like there's a couple that have jobs outside of doing the YouTube stuff. So how do you have time to do a job, you know, take care of a pet or take care of a kid or whatever, or just life itself and do DD and make a YouTube show and do all this other stuff? You know what I mean? So it just, I think a lot of them take stuff off Twitter and Reddit and claim it as their own or whatever, and then go online and get a huge following for it.
Hey, Eric Mings had a question for you. Can you see what I pinned on there?
What are your thoughts on Log the Float? I think Astro's Bottle. Yeah. So what happened with Log the Float? Someone contacted me about Log the Float. It was one of my AMC friends, and you're like, I'm really worried about this. I was like, this is stupid, like nothing to worry about. But I was like, you brought it up, so fucking fine, I'll look into it. Started looking into it. I was like, fuck, this is something to really worry about. Anyways, and so then I saw this basically this Twitter space, they're like, they want to talk about this shit. And I'm just like, okay, let's fucking talk about this. Because when I actually learned about, or when I was reading about it, I was like, so they're presenting themselves as doing a survey. And I'm just like, okay, every single fucking thing that they're doing about how conducting the survey is fucking bullshit. This is not how you conduct a survey. So I'm just like, this is immediately a red flag for me. Because I'm just like, if like anyone who knows how to do surveys would not fucking do it like this. And so I went on the Twitter space, and so I started listening for a while. And first so it was just like, one of them was, so like the user, whatever user something, and forgot their name, anyways, was like, oh yeah, every single piece of my data is right, it's all accurate, I've done it on this other type of analysis, I did it all this, and like we're collecting everything, we're doing everything, like everything I'm doing is right. So I knew like I was like, you're not a fucking statistician, nor are you a data analyst, because everything you're saying is wrong. So that's why I also later asked him about like, you say you are a professor and have a PhD, then you say data analysis. So please tell me what the fuck your PhD is in. I haven't gotten a response to that tweet yet, but yeah. And so I'm a little heated because I could tell by the way that, like, although they were saying like we're trying to collect numbers or we're trying to collect AMC things or AMC counts, and they're trying to make it all official and shit, but I could tell by the way that they were talking about the data or how they're collecting the data, it was wrong. And so I asked them a bunch, like specifically the data analyzer, the PhD, some fucking questions that literally I could answer in my high school AP stats class. Literally. And so the question was basically, okay, what is your distribution of the original population? Okay, these are literally everything I learned in my AP AP stats class in high school, hands down. Anyways, thank you, Miss Burke. But so basically, so I mean, like that's so I kind of I'm getting a little heated because I'm just like, this guy is a
Oh,
fucking fraud. Sorry.
I'm right there with you on the getting heated because I feel like and we've had this feeling on the show collectively is that the YouTubers have done more damage than good overall with the AMC.
Yeah.
And because look, this wasn't supposed to be about individuals, this movement, right? And this movement was supposed to be about the little guys. When did it turn into fixing the system? I understand hedge funds want to get, we want to burn hedge funds and all that, but now it's just like SEC fight and everything that we're trying to get going, which they're never going to change the rules to benefit the retail traders. It's just not going to happen, correct? I mean, like, am I wrong in thinking that for the most part, that the people that make the rules also benefit from the rules are not going to change the rules to benefit, for most part, other people, right?
So I've been around this thing since January. So let me tell you some history. So with the SEC, so the reason as to why, so a lot of people will bring about how DRS is going to like bring the MOAS. DRS is the way, it's the way, it's the way. And I'm just like, oh, my sweet summer child, because like you like let me tell you the litany of things that were supposed to change and be like the fucking MOAS. But anyway,
yes.
so back in probably February or March time, or around that March, April times when the SEC was like, yo, we're going to like fucking start making these regulations because it's like this after the March squeeze, people are actually getting interested, like shit's going to go down. So they actually had we had this huge list on like Reddit or like that was it Superstar? Anyways, it's after one of the migrations. And it was like, okay, these are all the checklists of regulations. Like the SEC is going to do the DTCC, I don't know, are going to do like, these are the things that they are going to get done. And we're guaranteed MOAS is going to happen. So while we're waiting for every single MOAS to actually, every single regulation to occur, literally nothing happens. People are like, oh yeah, sweet, this fucking one got like this one passed or this one passed, and we're like, something's going to happen. It doesn't. And so so it actually did start the SEC became like actually got involved after around the March, April, like the March squeeze, because they're like, oh fuck, we're fucked. And so they've been around for a while. It's not because like they realize like, oh, we actually have to do our jobs now.
Yeah, well, yeah. But I'm just saying overall, they're gonna. I don't feel like they're gonna take the steps to benefit the retail trader in the end.
Oh like, yeah, they don't give a fuck.
So, my thing with when I got into AMC and the movement, and I guess and all that stuff it was more about helping little guys. Like it was like when GameStop happened, you heard all these stories about people being able to buy their first house that were, like I've done. You're an engineer. I've been a gas station attendant all my life. I've been a retail worker all my life. This is different for me than it is for like a lot of people. You know what I mean? Like this is my way to get out of my situation, hopefully. And not just with AMC, but with the stock market overall, because there's so many opportunities in the stock market that to make money that, my goal is to get out of my situation and move up and whatever. For you, it might be a little different, and the problem I have with the AMC influencers and YouTubers is they've kind of tainted the movement into this clown show, because every time we turn around, there's something from one of them. First, it was Chad. Remember Chad? You know who Chad is, right?
Do not, because I don't.
Chad. So Trey Trades and Matt Kors platformed this guy Chad that was trying to do some class action lawsuit with this big name lawyer, and platformed him, and he had a GoFundMe. So then a bunch of people gave this GoFundMe. Well, come to find out, Chad was kind of a con artist, and surprise. And all we got from that, we still haven't heard of people who got their money back from that. I haven't. You think they would make a big deal about it, because they made a big deal about it to platform them to thousands of people, allow them to take advantage. You know what I mean? Then there was Ape Fest. They're making a documentary. $500,000 they're asking for this documentary. And, like $500,000 for a freaking It's never gonna. I don't care. I'm sorry. I like documentaries. How many documentaries make $500,000 back, and how many spend $500,000 in production costs and everything like that? You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
If you're so sure about the mother of all short squeeze is going to happen, and you're making a movie about this, maybe you could pay the post-production costs once this is over with the money you made from AMC. That's my thing about it, right? Is that instead of asking for a bunch of people for money, so this log to float is just another issue that comes up and actually turns people off from buying it at pivotal times. At pivotal times, this is always happening. It's always something, and no other stock is like this. No other stock. You don't have this stuff going on with GME, really, right? I mean, you don't have you don't have the YouTube crowd and always. You barely hear anything about GMC having any drama. GME having any drama. You rarely hear it with any other stocks. Mostly, it's just AMC, from what I see. Am I wrong about that, or?
No, I would agree with you. So I actually was thinking about this the other day. And so when it comes to like, so I was thinking about the general people that are the greatest influence on each community, essentially. So every now and then, not like, it's kind of funny. It's weird to me because arguably I am one of the most like GameStop person with the most followers. I don't know. That's just a me thing. Because like, I mean, so I've been trying to figure out like, okay, who are their most followers worth of GameStop? Because like honestly, there's like all the other dudes that are DDs and are actually significant voices, I think, because they are very smart, very intelligent, like contribute a lot. They have only like 2 to 3K like followers. So but however, nonetheless, GameStop in comparison to AMC, so GameStop, a lot of it, they actually have like the people that they actually have the DDers that they follow, they listen to. However, there aren't that many, like AMC does not have that many DDers. So they don't have any unifying voice that they would like to follow, that they thought was a good leader or such like that. There's no, it's just, the people who did GameStop DD were more famous. And so they obviously knew which ones to like, quote unquote, follow. However, that same analogy was not for AMC. I personally do not know any AMC DDers, but then again, I haven't done AMC in a while. But this was a great opportunity, though, for people who were actually well known to do TA to take advantage of the situation itself and be like, hey, okay, yeah, you see this person on YouTube, they seem to know what they're doing, they're famous or semi-popular, and so therefore people gravitate to them because it's a name that everybody kind of knows. And so because they lacked like a common name within the society themselves, they had to go basically recruit someone outside of it. And so because no one was actually writing papers or writing posts or writing DD or such like that, the most common way to get information is to go to YouTube, because that's where all TA people, sadly enough, also that's where all their shit bags are as well. And so as time continued on, people continued, no one really questioned who they were. They knew more than us because they were doing TA or whatever crap they were for quite some time. And so that's what I believe created like this divergence, is because it's just the people who were doing the initial analysis. And originally there were just more people doing GameStop analysis. So the GameStop DDers came up and were more influential into the group in comparison to people who were AMC. So they had to go outside and recruit someone that they thought they could trust. And that's why a lot of their fucking trusters are people who are fucking shitty.
Yeah, I agree. And like log the flow. I mean, what is the point of this? What is the point supposed to be of this otherwise than to get people's information? Because from what I've seen, they just throw out tweets saying it's for educational purposes or it's because of this and that. And it's like, number one, anything you do with this is not going to be admissible in the courtroom. So you're not helping out with any sort of lawsuit or any sort of SEC thing, right? Like it's just a way to get in educational purposes. What educational purpose is going to serve? The only people that are going to put into this are the hardcore AMC cultists who follow every word these YouTubers say and trust them to make them good because people have made money off AMC with some of these people, and some people have lost money off AMC with these people. You understand that? So it goes both ways. But the people that have made money, I think, are more apt to keep following these people. And as long as they keep making money, their crowd gets stronger, their influence becomes stronger, and then we have more shenanigans and more shenanigans and more shenanigans. And it doesn't just ruin it for the problem I have with the damage they're doing. It's not just to AMC that they're doing damage. It's to the market retail traders as a whole, because they're going to keep this up and they're going to put new regulations on YouTube. They're going to put new regulations on Reddit and Twitter. And that's what's going to end up happening out of this, because they can't stay out of fucking trouble. Am I wrong to think that? Or
no, I completely agree. So the log the float, it is bullshit. It's okay. First of all, I kind of were touched upon about how it's a shitty type anyways, the shape, it's not statistically sound, so it's bullshit. So I believe that there were comments in when I was starting talking trash about it that were saying that it got brought up because YouTube creators need content. They need something to keep it interesting. So they probably created this thing like, oh, we're going to do this. And it's going to it's something that's easy enough for them to do. It's stupid enough like for them to understand. And they only need to bring one false character in who pretends to know what the fuck they're doing. Hey, let's pretend we'll bring his PhD like professor that analyzes shit, but yet all of a sudden came only a few months ago with no background history and can't answer questions. And so the Log Float, I believe, was entirely created just because it brought them content. It'd be like, oh, we're leading this, leading this movement, we're leading this. Yeah.
And they love to say they're not leading the movement, but then go on Fox News or go wherever and say they represent the apes in the same breath. And it's like, well, I consider myself an ape is a retail trader, I would say at this point. I don't think apes are just AMC or GME. I think there's a bunch of different types of apes out there. And I don't even like the whole labeling of it, honestly. I'm not a label person. Retail traders, whatever. But with their actions, they make us all look like scumbags in the end. And they made it more about themselves than they have about the cause, about the movement, about fixing the SEC. It's more about these personalities, which, like I said, this was better off as a faceless movement. When it was on Reddit, when I was on Twitter and Reddit, and you just kind of had people throwing DD out there, I believe, and people following that. I think actions speak louder than words, and our actions in AMC. And I just bought back in. I sold out for a while. I just bought back in recently because I just feel like it's going to pop again soon. I feel like it's about that time in the cycle. I could be wrong, but I just feel like they've done way more damage than good overall to the retail traders. As a whole.
Yeah, they're completely shit. They all started like, oh, I mean, they're taking money directly from the retail people themselves. They call themselves donations, but however, they're basically begging for money, saying they know what the fuck they're doing, but they actually don't. They confirm to the confirmational bias because people who are the reason they're like, we're going to squeeze today. Today is the day. Today's MOAS. We're going to do this. Is because people are more willing to give them money if they tell them information that they want. So I mean, that's why they are creating this shit. Like they are really fucking people over, and by receiving money from, I had this conversation, but I'm not a legal person, so I don't know how it is, but they're receiving money for basically financial advice or such like that. So I mean, technically, I would assume that they might even be be sued. So yeah, it's completely shitty. And then once this is all said and done for, they're going to be possibly the only names that anyone knows they're going to be continued followed on. But because no one called him out for being a piece of shit in the beginning, they're going to keep on.
Well, the thing is the echo chamber takes over, because I, for a couple months now at least, I have this idea in my head that as retail traders, and since we own the float of AMC, we can dictate to Adam Aaron a little bit about how the business should be run, right? That's how shareholders usually go, right? So my thought is, everybody talks about helping the little guy in this, and we always forget about the employees of AMC themselves, like people working at the theaters themselves. Why can't we as stockholders put pressure on Adam Aaron to increase their pay and wages? That would be good for the community, make us look good. What would say a company look stronger than, like, I don't like some of the moves Adam Aaron has made, like taking on more theaters for more debt. They didn't, I know everybody's happy. They're saying the earnings weren't as bad as last time, but they still lost $234 million, right?
When did the earnings come out? Today?
Yeah, they came out this afternoon. So they still lost money this quarter. And everybody's jumping up and down because they didn't lose as much money as they expected. I'm like, well, the goal is to make money, right? But he makes these high-end
affect the price.
It went down like 5% in the aftermarket, I think.
I listened to that shareholders meeting, and I really, that part really stuck with me. We're like, okay, we apes want to help out the little guy, and his only commentary was like, well, do you see everyone else saying we're struggling for business? And the reason as to why everyone's struggling to find employees is because they're unwilling to increase their pay by hour. And so his excuse as to why he's not going to increase the pay for everyone else is basically saying, well, no one else is doing, so why should I?
Exactly.
And so I did not like that.
No, and this
what question did Adam Aaron skirt? About to pay for the employees? Is that what it
Oh,
was?
okay. This is everything he screwed it. Okay, because I
Okay.
was like, okay. So first of all, he's like, oh, are you guys going to give are you guys going to give a crypto dividend? He's like, oh, we thought about it, but maybe later. It's like, hey, are you going to do a credit card? We're like, oh, that's a great idea, maybe later. Or like, hey, why did you guys like increase like the paying of our people of hourly, like the hourly pay everybody? It's like, well, because no one else is doing. Hey, why don't you guys do merch? That's a great idea. We'll think about it later. That is essentially what he was doing every single time. He's like, oh, every single he's like, oh, this is a great idea, but I think about it later. And it's funny because he's like, there were a few things I also noticed while listening to that is he's like, oh, I go on Twitter, I read all these questions all the time, and yet he did not have a single answer for any of the most common or popular questions that arose. Like every single one of those like are like the questions, and every single one of them he's like, oh, I get questions all the time, I can't read all of them, however they were all the most popular one. So he spoke in a great politician voice. And then
So
also it was
shouldn't he have
funny,
been prepped? Shouldn't he have been prepped with answers for those questions when you had thought that?
yeah, I was thinking about that too. And so his language changed. So when he first presented, he talked about the fear, uncertainty, doubt within the paper itself. He literally said that. But however, later he said he was even confused about the word FUD. And so that indication to me, he did not write the first paper because he used fear, uncertainty, doubt. So in theory, if he wrote, he would know what FUD is. However, when he was addressing the questions to the people themselves, he was even didn't know what FUD was.
Cut it out.
So it's a very no, yeah, he was
Well,
like, yeah, it's the two difference. If you listen to his first speech and then listen to how he tried to answer the questions, he didn't know he used fear, uncertainty, doubt within the first speech, completely written for him. But when he like, yeah, I guess I'm repeating myself, but when answering the actual question to the people, he had no idea what FUD was. So that is an indication. He's
that
told
he's just
it's
playing like, look,
yes,
I've been saying for a
So
long
he a
time, Adam
puppet.
Aaron is not our friend. I've been saying that for a long time, and he does things like making high dollar deals like UFC, which is going to see a little return. You know, except for big name fights, who's going to go to AMC to watch? You know, they did wrestling there, and they did wrestling, and everybody was like, "Oh, SummerSlam is at AMC, yay!" And then never again. They've had run multiple pay per views since then. They're talking about NFL. I'm like, these are all high price deals that you can't like make a lot of money off of, right? Am I like for the amount of rights that you're gonna have to pay out for that? The taking on more debt of theaters. The what else was it? It was like I said, I thought the raising the pay for and benefits for people would show strength in the company. Instead, he does all this stuff, free popcorn. So he gives out free popcorn to people, right? So what is that? That's a revenue that he just lost. Again, you know, what I mean, this isn't about being our friend. It's about being a business, right? This is what it's supposed to be about.
yo, I would completely agree.
But you
And
know what's
so
crazy?
um
You know what's crazy? And like ain't like even McDonald's and everybody raising their pay. Why the fuck AMC not raising theirs and everybody else is?
because he doesn't give a fuck about the shareholders or anything like that. And so
By
it's
the way,
funny
he gave
because
himself a huge bonus
he
when the
did.
theaters were shut down. When
Yes.
everybody was at home, he got like a double his bonus, double his wage in a year. The year the theaters were shut down.
And also he was saying how it never
Wow.
sold a single share. However, he never talked about how it's not selling a single option though. They have a
Yes.
shit ton of options, but how I guess he exercised them, but he never sold a single share. And all like every single thing he was talking about, like we're gonna have movies and all these other things. It was just a series of commercials. He was doing a commercial. And even with popcorn, how fucking expensive is popcorn? And he's like, "Oh yeah, bring popcorn to your home." It's like, who the fuck? Like, you really
And
think
that's a
like you're
market
gonna
that's
be
already flooded with like
like
or Myrtle Barker,
you're gonna
you
yeah,
know,
you're gonna be fucking oral red
Barker.
whatever.
I mean, like, so
So
my,
what
you know,
AMC got their own brand of popcorn now? Is that what that is?
They're making one, yeah.
yeah, but they
But
still have to come up with a production line. They still have to come up with, uh, not just production line, but ways to get it to the store. You know,
yeah.
then they have to
So
sell and hope that people buy it.
Distribution.
Yeah, they have to
yep.
help distribution, the whole thing. So that's another huge cost that they're going to take up, that they're going to see little return
Exactly.
on. I feel like.
You
Exactly.
are the customer. You are the customer. Because like nothing tastes. Every single thing he said was a slogan. Nothing tastes as good as like movie theater
Yeah.
popcorn. It was a slogan. You got it was everything. What you the like that entire like shareholders conference or conversation was a commercial. I mean, So let's
Well,
talk
if you
about
watch
how.
the if you watch just
But
real quick,
people
if you watch,
already used to buying a certain kind of popcorn. You just used to grabbing that over
yeah,
Redenbacher or the Kroger brand or whatever brand. You're not about to say, "Oh, I want to get AMC this time." It's not that serious for no
yeah,
popcorn.
Yeah.
I don't think.
But yeah, but the people who buy the shares are going to be loyal to the popcorn itself. I mean, my first paying
Yeah,
job
they'll
was
buy
at a
it.
movie theater. Yeah, that's it. That's the only people who's going to fucking buy it.
yeah,
Exactly.
and that crowd
Exactly.
gets smaller and smaller every day because this is not a religion like they make it out to be. I feel like it takes that same kind of passion right now from a lot of people behind it, but eventually that's going to run tired. People are going to get tired of giving this money for
The
charity basically
longer
to
it
a
takes,
business. And
the more people are gonna
you got
drop
these
off.
YouTubers and GoFundMe's and everything tied to this that people keep asking for more money. Well, if they don't start seeing a return pretty soon, then people are going to be out more and more and more and every day. Because my theory is the mother of all short squeezes is not just one particular stock; it's all across the board, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Where it's these algorithms, you can jump from stock to stock. You see it every week. There's 2 or 3 that jump 200, 300% every week, just about, right? And it's because the algorithms run different cycles for every stock, and it's just that you got to catch the waves, basically.
So in regards to non-MOAs actually having, so yes. So so one of my theories that I'm working on is that the amount of short interest that a specific ticker has, the more like the underlying algorithmic behavior will come out. It's going to be more innate. So anything that Melvin specifically shorted has been showing these cycles and that have been showing these same signatures. All across, like they all show the same fucking signatures. They all have the cycles. They all have some random unifying volume. They all have the same fucking like behaviors. And so yes, so I have a list of specific tickers that I personally am keeping a watch on. But basically, like, fuck that CEO, dude. Like,
Yeah,
honestly,
and this is the thing: the YouTubers all make him out to be a hero. They all suck his ass, and they keep like if I had the opportunity, and by the way, I've sent messages to all of them, to Trey Trades, to Matt Kors, to Review Dork, to Jackson, about saying something about the workers getting more. And not once have I heard any of their shows. And I even sent something to Adam Aaron himself. And not once did I hear back from any of these people. So when they say all the voices are heard, all the voices are not heard because you guys are speaking for people like me who don't want you speaking for us because you don't represent us. You don't represent the retail traders. You don't represent the people at the low end of the stick. You're lucky we're holding and you guys are making money off of us is basically what's happening. You know,
look what Scott said. Look at the bottom. Look what Scott said, y'all.
Okay, that's fine and all. I worked in retail for a long time. I might know a little bit more about popcorn than you think there, pal.
I mean, my first job was at a movie theater, so I mean, like, I know a lot about popcorn.
Yeah,
like,
it's not rocket science, you know, like it's not fucking rocket science, and it's not like you have to. So outside of the cult following of AMC, I'm sure people will try AMC popcorn just like something new. But if it stinks, or if it's just as like over Redenbach or whatever, then what's the
price point gonna be? Is it gonna be cheaper or more expensive? Like, what's going on here?
See, to me,
pay what? Oh, sorry.
Oh no, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's funny. So I was listening to that fucking shareholder. I mean, I was listening to that chat because like I was tagged in it, so I assumed they would let me talk, and they didn't. But because I sat through it because they tagged me. I thought they were. So, anyways, fucking Trey or wherever the fuck nuts one of those guys are, they all have the same voice, but like. And they all love pizza and they all sound exactly the same. However, one of them specifically brought up about how he's like, oh, I suggested the golden ticket. Like how every in popcorn, there's gonna be like one golden ticket. And I'm just like, do you understand like how fucking cheap all that shit is? And then like, you put like one like $13, $15 ticket in like a shit that costs like 25 cents. And the dude's like, and then of course he's gonna immediately choose that one specifically because that's gonna increase sales. Like that's the only one he decided to pick up was the one that was guaranteed to increase sales. And the golden ticket, are you shitting me? Like that's like really like
it's well to me AMC should be doing more things. Like they had kind of a good idea with the concert thing, but they didn't really follow through with it, right? Like to me like you can't be just a movie theater anymore. The movie theaters were hurting before the pandemic even started, right? Like movie theaters were not killing it back in 2015. Which, by the way, I was going to say, if you ever watch this movie called The Wall Street Conspiracy, It's a documentary, and it was on YouTube, but they keep taking it down. But it explains how these hedge funds short companies and how it works. And what they do a lot of time is they take over a board and they hire their own CEO and director. Well, about 2015, that's when Adam Aaron got in, right? And that's when the streaming business really started taking off. So Adam Aaron's job is not to help us, and his job is to do the best for the company in the company's mind, right? In the hedge and whoever's running the company's mind. And the best thing for the company might be to bankrupt the company. So the way I look at it, he's taking on all this excess debt and these bad deals to just keep running this down and keep making money off people that are holding until the rug pull comes sooner or later.
Yeah, so 2015, like it's astounding the number of like companies that had an entire board change. Like basically, so many fucking tickers had like their board change. Like there's Best Buy, there's Bed Bath Beyond, there's Macy's, there's JCPenney's, there's like all this. And that 2015 year actually coincided with the release of multiple. Like a lot of them also released a dividend at the same time period. And what's better than like making a company shit to tell is by increasing a dividend. While just give out money while they're losing money.
Yes.
And so completely agree. And then so I believe that one of the many reasons as to why for GameStop, why Moas it has a theoretical to go to infinity is the share repurchase program. Because so if you say like you have 100 shares and there's 200 synthetics, so there's SIs like twice as much. Like there's more fake like synthetic shares than there are real ones. But if you do a share buyback, you drop it from the 100 to like 50. That short interest is going to like shoot up immediately. So that's that's what happened with GameStop. That's what happened with BlackBerry. But anyways, one of
Bed
the
Bath
ones
and
that
Beyond, I think, was most recently. Yeah,
exactly. So and all these companies that actually were like, okay, fuck the shorters, we're going to buy our shares back, so it increases our like short interest, it fucks them over. And what like AMC did actually, he diluted the shares. So that does the exact opposite of what you wanted to do. He made it easier for them to.
Did it when it was at its peak. He did it when it was at its peak.
He did he? Oh, what a fucker! What a mother!
Yeah, he did it. He did it when it was $70. I believe. I think that's when it happened. But don't quote me on that. I don't have exact numbers, but it was pretty close to that time when it happened. I'll say that it was around that time.
Oh my God! Still, regardless, that's like you're making it easier for shorters to create synthetic shares, and you're helping them out by decreasing the so you're making the actual short interest a reasonable number, and so then less likely to get margin called, and that's kind of that's fucked up. And so and it's even worse for the shareholders because you're if you have like 10 shares and there's 100 total shares, you have 10% of the company. But then what if like the CEO is like, fuck you, we're gonna make it like, I don't know, 1,000 shares, and you only have like 1% of the company when you had originally 10. And I hope my math is right because I'm just rambling. But
no, I get what you're saying now. Yeah.
And so you have the same number of shares, but now because it's diluted, you have less ownership of the company itself. So that was a directly fuck you. No matter what he said, it helped out the people who were shorting them. It helped out basically oh my God, fuck that guy. He definitely is especially if he came around 2015 because so many different companies came in, or so many different companies that were shorted to shit. They all had complete board changes. There were some that had there was Best Buy that had 2 CEOs back to back that had these very these huge drama filled affairs. And then there's all these other ones that are oh, there's so many affairs that are happening at this time period for all these tickers.
Yeah, I think most of these kind of short squeezes come from companies that were struggling before the pandemic even happened. And now that people have sat down and figured out that the algorithm works a certain way, now all these companies that would have been out of business last year but saved by the retail traders and such like that. But where's the thanks going to be in the end? Because I feel like in the end, we're going to be bag holders, a lot of us retail traders, because they pumped it up like AMC to 100K or whatever, right? They put this number out there which theoretically, you're right, it could go up to, but the chance of it actually happening are pretty slim, I would say, at this point, especially with all the drama going on around it, particularly AMC. And not only that, the way they halt and the way they control stuff, I feel like it's never going to get that high. I don't feel like. Maybe I'm wrong. I would like to believe. Huh?
It won't get that high. So it's really when I've been pulling all this data from Melbourne specifically, I pulled the entire shit like history from like 2013 to like now, and AMC only came up once out of all the quarters, just once. Just once, just to let you know. Well, GameStop came up with like 32 times, but AMC came up once.
I think I might be buying into some GameStop after this because the price scares me away from GameStop right now. I won't lie because
GameStop been holding up though. I ain't think GameStop would hold this long. That bad boy sturdy.
Yeah, I believe that the squeeze is going to happen in January for multiple different reasons.
How you see it going?
I can't answer that. One, because, well, first of all, I mean, theoretically, it can go into infinity. Theoretically, it can go to infinity because there are more synthetic shares than there are real ones.
But that would take a lot of coordination for that to happen, right? I mean,
yeah, people just have to diamond hand it. If no one sells, it's going to be a result of a supply and demand. So it's just going to go up and up and up because no one's selling.
But that's a lot to ask of some people in certain situations. You know what I mean? So.
Oh yeah, totally. That's why we've been saying the same fucking shit. Like keep those hands diamond since January, and just like keep it like that's why we've been preparing for this shit.
Well, I'm preparing for this shit. I know. It's just been so long. You know, I've been kind of worn out of the whole ordeal for a couple months now, and my life hasn't been that great. So not only do I have stress from this stuff, I have stress from my life. So it's just like, it's just I can't stress over that too much. The stocks too much. I just have to kind of go with what helps me out personally in this, and that's the thing I think that gets lost is a lot of people in this, and this is not play money for a lot of people. Like originally when I invested, it was extra money, but things have changed. And now it's like I need to start taking out some of this money. I would like to have more in the short term is the goal. You know what I mean? But
yeah, for sure.
I feel like I knew one girl who had a lot invested into AMC, and I'm gonna feel really shitty if this goes bad for her because she's gonna lose a lot. So
yeah, and so, I mean, to touch it back about what's kind of really shitty, the YouTube people are like leading this because they're not investing people. I mean, any person that reads investing books, they're all gonna say, never don't invest money you can't like lose. It's the same thing like gambling. Yeah. This is gambling with style, and so like you kind of know that. Yeah. But because like it's being pushed, like you gotta always do this. The competition that's arised behind it, everyone's like trying to like this is what you gotta do, and they're being told lies about when's going to happen. So they're making plans for this occur, so they're throwing all their money at it, and now they're fucked right now.
Yeah, no, that's great. And my situation doesn't, with me being fucked in the stock market, has nothing to do with like my personal life. It's just like I had to move because my father was having health troubles, so I'm kind of in a spot right now. So really, the savings that I had has turned into money I need. So I would ideally like this to pop off sometime in the near future, but if it doesn't, I'll be fine. There's other plays making the stock market down the line, But
yeah, I mean, you happen to be one of the more fortunate people. I mean, a lot of people I was dumb and threw my retirement into this, but like,
but it's but I mean, the thing is that like. I don't know if you put all your eggs in one basket. I've become, and these guys have talked to me about becoming more diversified in what I do a little bit. So all your eggs in one basket. But you and GME, so it's different.
Paul, you don't own no AMC. You've never owned AMC ever.
No, I did own AMC. I owned AMC back in January. I owned the Bang Gang back in January, but then I slowly figured out. They slowly but slowly dwindled, and then I saw AMC in the 70s. I just never bought back in because I just didn't like it as a company. I didn't like it as a company, and you should only invest in shit that you like. If it weren't for MOAS, would you invest in that company?
I know that's what I said.
What price did you get in GameStop at, if I may ask?
I have bought from the 40s to the 400s. I have bought everywhere.
Oh, that's what's up. So you've been scaling in, just buying and buying.
Yes, I've been here since like a few days or around like a week or so pre-squeeze. I was there when they removed the buy button.
Oh no! I know you had to be mad as fuck that day too, right? Like everybody.
My God, we're so mad. woke up like, and I'm just like more like go to bed. I was like, gotta check my ticker and like not even moving. I was like, oh my god, yes. And as soon as like fucking 9:30 comes out, and I was like, boom. I was like, what the fuck is this? Because I was like watching it overnight, and it's the first fucking time I ever invested. I was like, this shit's easy as fuck.
Oh my god, I know, right? They make this stuff seem so complicated. Like you can tell I'm a little bit of a moron. I have great technical analysis and everything, but I see what happens, and it's easy to follow trends, I guess, and to make some money. I mean, I haven't made a ton of money this year, but I started with about $2,000. I was up to about $12,000 until I had to take some money out this year, and I've made $3,000 more by selling AMC and getting into other stuff, and then getting back into AMC at a lower price point than I had it last time I had it. You know. So.
Oh yeah, for sure.
It's part of the game. I'm trying. We're all and this thing, the whole paper-handed thing and everything like that. That really bugs me. To some degree, with yeah, it was paper-handed bitch, but like people are making this into a game, and it's real life for some people, though. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's not a game to everybody. It's not fake play money to everybody, and that's where I feel like we get represented badly by the YouTubers with all the clown show stuff goes on, because it makes it look like a game. You know what I mean? Like it makes us all look fucking stupid. Which I'm stupid. I can admit that, but like that's me.
Yeah, they're entertainment. They bring content. They bring entertainment. That's what you pay for them for. You pay them to dance like fucking people in the street, like street performers, and that's it.
I've said this before. I feel kind of bad for them in a way, because they've painted themselves in a corner, especially like Trey and Matt, because I mean, Trey and Matt, let's be honest, they're kind of like nerdy kids, right? They probably weren't really popular. This is the first time they've ever probably had this amount of popularity ever in their life.
Okay, I'll let you finish first, and you can
but now they've got these expectations. They've been doing nothing but pumping AMC for months, and now they want to pivot. And it's like, well, you can't pivot. You've been telling people to put all their money into AMC, so why aren't you putting money in AMC? And you can't tell me once. You can't tell me once, and the whole time this has been going on, that they haven't bought some puts against AMC for it going down certain days. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, for sure.
So the whole sanctimonious bullshit. When people come at me on Twitter, because I've gotten into it with some people on Twitter and stuff underneath these guys. Matt Kors has blocked me. I got into it with Matt Kors, his engineer, one of those people that helps run his channel. And when I was talking about trying to help the employees and stuff, and she came out and said this. We had it on the show. I had screenshots and everything that she said, "Oh, this is just a stock movement. This is not about helping people. Basically, it's just a stock movement." It's like, that's not what you fucking preach on your channels and shit.
That is fucking horsecock.
Yeah,
that's how we fucking started. Like, that's how we fucking started. Because we're like, oh, I'm a triple X8 or I'm a double X8. We were like, did not fucking tell our fucking like numbers. We left it at X's, and we're like, well, I'm holding for the little guy. So that is fucking horsecock.
Yes. Like, so that's what I'm saying. How can you trust these people that in AMC on YouTube that say, you'll hold Trey, you'll hold for me, Trey. You really will. That's so fucking sweet of you. I would really appreciate if you would shut your fucking mouth and stop ruining this for everybody. That's what I would really appreciate.
Yeah.
But now it's too late. They paint themselves in the corner, and they take super chats. Like, look, hey, these guys here may ask for super chats, like Zach Morris, whoever, all these other ones. They can compare themselves to them, but the difference is they let you know what we are. Like we let you know up front what we are. Zach Morris, Unusual Whales, those guys let you know what they are up front. They don't lie and bullshit to you, and people make a lot of money off of them. The AMC fucking YouTubers lie to your face the whole fucking time. Lie. Jackson makes shit. Like, Jackson tried to. Oh, this is what pissed me off about Jackson. He sat there and made this tweet the other day. And Jackson, I'm gonna talk to you for real here, son. So you make this shitty tweet about you don't ask for super chats. You don't ask for this. You don't ask for that. But you conveniently left out your shitty music you're trying to push on all of us, which is another source of revenue for you, right? Like your shitty music that nobody fucking really likes unless they're in the fucking cult. So how about next time you talk to a young lady who's been nothing but good to us on this show, right? You've been nothing but nice.
Oh, yeah.
Seems like she knows how to carry herself. How about you eat some fucking shit? How about you eat some shit and stop singing your fucking shitty music? How about that?
I fucking did this to Astro. He's like fucking had his titles like, Astro, I will not ask for your DMs. And then right above his photo, I was like, you won't ask for DMs, but your fucking cash app is right above
fucking
it. And I took a screenshot and sent it around. I was like,
yeah.
You motherfucker.
So if you guys are so believing in the Moss, why are you asking people for fucking money? Why are you asking? Why are you putting your hand out? Why are you asking for Ape Fest? Why are you asking for Chads? Why are you asking for fucking a $500,000 documentary, $500,000 for a fucking documentary.
That's
and out there
crazy.
begging. They was begging. I saw him begging online for some money from from Adam Aaron about, hey, you should invest in this fucking movie. Why? Because he knows he's going to end up looking like shit in the end of this. He knows, Adam Aaron knows he's going to end up looking like shit in the end of this. Why is he going to invite you in to film it? Why is he going to do that for you? You fucking out of your mind?
God. And so that's so I got asked to be participated, but I was like, no, fuck this, because I don't know how you guys are going to paint me. So I said no. And I was like, and so then later I was like, maybe I should trust them because everyone else is doing it. So I was like, hey, actually, JK, can I be a part of it? And they never responded. I was like, hey, fine, whatever.
Yeah, fuck them guys. Because I'm gonna tell you,
hit me up.
This is years ago. Paranormal Activity was made with a $15,000 budget and spent so much, it was like $95,000 in post production, right? So that's not a lot of money, and that made a lot of money, right? So this documentary, which chances of it making its money back are very slim. With most, the idea that people are going to go watch a documentary about something that's going on in real life, and this information on Twitter and Reddit and YouTube all the time about it. This movie is not going to do that great. I'm sorry. It's going to have its cult following that will watch it, but I don't think it's going to be enough to make $500,000 on it or more.
I don't know, man. I mean, fucking people play $500,000 for fucking popcorn, so you just play that shit at a fucking movie.
I guess.
You get your popcorn, you get your $500,000 documentary, you wear your merchandise.
Yeah.
Shit. What else you got? Shit, you'll be walking around like a fucking ad, like that motherfucking
And by the way, what I don't get about Adam Aaron, so AMC, all this merchandise and stuff that's out there with their logo on it, with the apes and everything. Is AMC seeing a dime of that? And if not, every other business I know on the planet would call cease and desist or want some of the profits or anything from that. Do you see Adam Aaron doing any of that?
No.
No. Why? Because he doesn't fucking care. He doesn't fucking care about the business, right? So
like you said, we'll think about it. Maybe when a movie comes out and it'll do shit for that. But we'll think about it. That's cool. Do you want to go to date me? That's sweet. I'll think about it. I'll come back to you, honey. You sit there. Okay.
Yeah, he's the whole AMC crowd has driven me nuts. On Twitter, if you say anything on Twitter, you get attacked. You get called a shill and a bot. I'm like, no, I'm a fucking real person. I don't see
that is
a lot
crazy.
of people putting their face out there and whatever. You know what I mean? You were very brave coming on here because we're going to catch some heat probably for this today at some point.
I don't care because I get my salary doesn't pay depend on this shit. So I can say whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, exactly.
Cool Keith said, "Fuck Jackson." You see
fuck
it right
Jackson.
there?
That's right. Fuck you, Jackson. Fuck you.
Fuck that guy.
Fuck you. You shit.
That motherfucker. He was like, I don't like what the fuck you're saying, so I'm gonna shut you off. And as soon as they block you, I'm gonna talk all the shit. I'm just like, you don't know who you're fucking with.
It's the same with Review Dork blocked me. Review Dork, I sent a message about making a stand for the employees, right? And he ignored me. But I pointed out a scammer that was posting has him on his page, and he got back to me instantly. And I was like, so you can get back to me when it has something to do with you, but when it has something to do with the little fucking guys, you can't, right? And he blocked me, so I can't even see his shit anymore. So fuck you, Review Dork. Fuck you, Gabe. Fuck you, Trey. Fuck you, Matt. Fuck you, fuck all. We can't forget about Tara Bull either. We can't forget about Tara Bull.
Tara Bull.
Fuck Tara Bull too. Get you all this shit. Fuck all y'all. Come at me, please, and don't come at this. Hey, look.
Blunts. He's a sexist, racist asshole. He's like, do you have single white female? Because Boss Blunts was like, oh, single white female syndrome. I was like, first of all, that's racist because I'm mixed. Second of all, I'm not single-ish. And I was just like, he's being sexist, so fuck that guy.
Yeah, fuck them all. Anyways, fuck them all. Anybody that's in that fucking cult. Look, I'm in this for money to make my life better. I ain't in this to make all you fucking part of a religious cult and a movement and everything like that. And if you were going to do it, the best way you could regain some of the fucking positive attitude is do what I say and help the fucking employees and fucking pressure Adam Aaron to make some good fucking decisions like most shareholders do in most other fucking companies in the world. Right? Am I wrong?
Taylor Roberts said, fuck TMI.
Fuck TMI. Who's TMI?
Too much information.
Oh, too much information. I thought he was
I don't know. I don't know who TMI is.
Yeah, but yeah, these YouTubers have been pissing us off for a long time.
Oh
So
yeah, for sure. I mean, because the fact, like, oh, trade spotting. Well, yeah, fuck that guy too.
yeah,
I know
trade,
that guy. Fuck
I
that guy.
don't
He's a
know trade
pretentious
spotting.
ass.
There's so many of
Oh
them
no,
now.
he's a fucking ass cunt, and he's
Uh,
so pretentious as fuck. Like, okay. So you know how people on like YouTube are like, oh, I called yesterday, I called it to the set, like, oh, like told me, like, there are 300 days in a year, like you have the fucking probability, like you have 300 chances to get one right.
I know, right?
Like seriously.
Oh, the
like,
masked investor. That's what he's talking about. The masked
The
investor. I don't
masked
know too much.
investor.
Yeah,
Yeah, he a whole
yeah.
ass nigga too.
Oh yeah, the masked investor.
Blazing.
By the way, I want to give Nostradamus a shout out in our chat. He's heavy on Twitter. He makes a lot of good calls. Also, the kid
Oh
returns
yeah.
on Twitter. Those guys, you know, Kid's been on you.
Yeah, I like him. He's pretty cool. I like him. We talk
He's been
shit
part of our
together.
family
I
here
love
for a
him.
little
Kid,
bit.
what up? What
Yeah.
up? Put something
What up,
in the
Kid?
chat. What up?
But Nostradamus has been great. We have a Discord. He made some. Nostradamus makes some amazing calls. Sometimes he called DWAC
Oh, yeah.
the night before it went up. He called it. He called a bunch of other ones too. I can't run off the top of my head because I'm. But
oh my god.
Yeah, he be in that Discord.
I want to give Twitter love to those
the
guys
plays.
because they deserve it. They work hard. So, and of course your Twitter, of course too, which is I can't.
Who is Kringle?
PN was it PNNW? I mean
Cohen.
Twitter. I'm gonna pull her.
Pone.
I'm gonna pull it up. Y'all keep on
Wait,
talking
wait,
y'all
wait.
shit. I'm gonna pull her up.
What are you talking about? Like, I love talking shit. I love talking shit.
Oh no, we love talking shit too. You're gonna fit right in here, girl. Hey, by the way, after today, I feel like this went really well today. So anytime
Yeah, I love her energy.
You're more than welcome. Yeah,
I fucking love talking shit. Like,
maybe we'll do a segment someday where you got the whiteboard set up and you can explain all your technical analysis.
Yeah, I like keep popping her shit.
Like, it's right
Here
there.
we
Because
Yeah.
I want you.
This her Twitter, y'all.
It's
This
my
is-
puppy.
Oh yeah.
Like, look, yeah, it's
Looks-
so fresh. Like, the only reason I posted a fake picture of me is because I knew it would garnish my more attention to my DD. I'm not fucking lying about that shit. That's the only reason, and it worked. Anyways, that's funny.
So this is her Twitter. Pone.
What the fuck barbecue? It's a tag name I've had ever since like before college because I used to watch when I was younger. I used to watch like a lot of fan made Halo YouTube videos. And
did you like the red versus blue? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, that tag.
I used to love that shit. Yeah, I used to love that shit.
And so that's what my tag name is from. Is like fucking watching fan made YouTube videos when I was like in junior high school.
I was trying to figure out what that was because I was like, I could not figure out what the code. I could not break the code to what your Twitter meant.
It's Pone What the Fuck Barbecue because I watch all these fucking short YouTube videos because I'm a fucking nerd, but people don't believe me.
I'm nerdy too. I used to be a comic nerd and a video game nerd and all that fun stuff.
Like fucking, I used to be a chubby ass goth girl. That's why I fucking got like paid all attention in school until after I graduated, lost weight, then bam, like fucking. Like chubby, like I was a chubby little emo girl. It was great.
See, I wear glasses, so I got to get the nickname Poindexter in high school, and everybody thought I was smart because I had glasses, but I really am not that smart, and I fooled everybody with that.
Oh man, like I don't even want to talk about.
Yeah. Hey, can you put us back on the screen?
Yeah, dude, you don't have to. Like, come on, we have more shit to talk about, and we have to feed each other's energy.
Is he there? I don't know if he might have taken off for a sec.
What the fuck?
He was doing laundry. He had to do laundry, so he has to go running back and forth. So
GTL, Jim Tan Laundry, yo.
I know. Sorry about that. I wish I had a little control.
No, you're fine. But like, yeah, that's one thing that's been pissing me off about like YouTube people is that they're like
with the log to flow.
From people. Oh yeah.
Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Are you there?
All right.
Okay.
I was using the bathroom. What's up?
Oh, hey, what's up? We gotta drink a snake.
Can you put us back up on the screen?
Hold on, here you go. And here go our YouTube channel too. Hold on, then we're gonna put y'all back on the screen.
Oh fuck yeah, me like too. Being anxious as fuck.
Boom. Here you go. Her YouTube channel too. So subscribe to her.
Yes.
The barbecue pit.
The barbecue pit getting pounds.
Get pwned,
I'm gonna subscribe. Yeah, I just subscribe, so everybody subscribe.
So all I do is awkwardly talk about mouth shit. So that's pretty cool.
Boom! Now we back.
Yeah, but that's good learning because it's really helping people. So and I've I kind of been on and off Twitter over the last month or two, but I know you've got a good name in the community. You do a lot of good DD, so Yeah, a lot of people had good things to say about you. So, who
Well,
are
that's
these
good.
SpongeBob investors?
Who's this
Um,
like?
yeah. But I appreciate you coming on tonight, and because I wanted to give you a chance, since they have YouTube channels and they have huge followings and all this stuff. I wanted to give you a chance to respond to some of the stuff you'd been getting online,
Oh
and
yeah.
not have to stand there alone and fight it. You know what I mean? Like I'm just saying, like, it's to let people know you're not the only one that feels this way about the YouTube scammers or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, so
Yeah, no, for sure. So like that's one reason as to why I mean it's really beneficial that none of this I don't get fucking money out of this. Like that's
yeah,
the reason I can talk wherever the fuck I want. But like it's all about transparency, and so like it shows like the people like their actual characters are coming out. These people are going after money. Like it's very obvious. Like one is like, oh, we should still be so happy they're asking for our money because they're doing so much work for us, and the more money you pay, like the more like better like the better the person is. It's like no, fuck them all. That's to like some scammy preacher TV shit. Like it's
yes,
also like they're not fucking supply and demand, so it's not gonna be like the best one cost the most. It's just like fucking like whoever the best fucking scammer. But just like like it's that's why I've been having so much like just calling people out for their fucking shit. Like that's
yeah,
what Log the Float was. I'm just like these motherfuckers don't know what the fuck they're talking about. They're just trying to do it to make them seem smart, and they're using all these words that are like fucking fractals. First of all, okay, I use the word fractal because I thought that the shapes themselves were repeating within themselves. After a while, I was like, this isn't a fractal. It's repeating shapes. But however, a multiple of my couple of my DDs use the word fractals, and Astro loves to use that fucking word because it makes them sound smart. So that's why I'm just like, like I thought originally they were fractals, but now that you're continuing, you sound like a dumbass because like you're just using words that make you sound smart, but because you don't use them correctly, you sound like a fucking dumbass. And he's continuing it because he likes the word fractal. And then he also stole the word Ouroboros. So like every single word that he likes of mine that he stole specifically for my DDs, he's been using them because it makes him sound smart, but he doesn't use them correctly. And I'm just like, bro, or like how he's like saying how what like these 3D graphs, because when a 3D graph makes a shadow, it makes a two-dimensional graph, and all his fucking 3D graphs are two-dimensional graphs. And I'm just like, bro, like you're not even using fucking 3D. Okay, that's like
oh my
a
god,
different thing. And he's like not even using 3D graphs correctly. He's using a 3D graph to make a 2D graph. And I'm just like, you're just using a 2D graph and you're rotating it. You're not even fucking using that shit
oh
right.
my
And no one
god,
would actually fucking use that shit. But he's like using all this math stuff like that doesn't make sense. That actually aren't like it is not that impressive at all. In order to make them seem like fucking smart, and I was like, no, you're not. This is all stupid shit, and that's why I've been slowly but surely like calling out. It's like this like for example like no one will actually use these type of graphs because they're stupid. Like no one will actually do a survey like this because it's bullshit. No one will actually do this because it's X, Y, and Z. Or like no one will actually use like actually says TA like this because it's actual crap. So that's why like I decided like after I like evolved, like because I was like surely but surely crossing out those who wronged me, I feel like, oh, I might as well fucking just like get the next boss. And so like right now I'm not like I'm just gonna bring down all the fucking YouTube chatters because I'm just like, this is what it's come to. This is my calling because I'm just like
yes. I feel kind of the same way, honestly. I won't lie. Like I've gone off on them many times on the show here. Like every time, I can't even stand the sound of Trey's voice anymore.
oh
We
my
we
god.
had we had this theory that the cat was a plant. The cat was planted there, like this. So they're filming this documentary, and this cat just magically shows up out of nowhere. And Trey's Trey's so magically hearted good that the cat just loves him, but the cat attacks him every time he goes to pet him or anything. You know what I mean? Like, so we're thinking that like he stole somebody's cat and he's
Oh
using
my
it as a
god.
prop because by the time when he got the cat, that's when he was having all this heat put on him from the Chad thing, I think it was, right? And all of a sudden he magically, hey, I guess what? We have a cat here too, guys.
Oh
It's not that
god.
big a fucking deal. I know, I'm just saying, like, but the whole cat thing was just the way it was timed, the way it came across so corny. I'm like, that is
Oh
scam artist 101. That is
yeah, for sure.
evangelical Christian bullshit 101. You know, like
Oh man, so I haven't asked. So I started fucking with Astro. So like it comes out like a lot. I'm not the only one who pissed off. So I've been like me and all these people have been scheming. It's been great. Anyways, and so one of them was like figure out how like much money he makes. And so I was like, why don't you fucking go do your thing? And so one of them like hit them up and just was saying like contacted him and was like, oh, like you don't make shit. Basically, the pennies that you're whoring yourself out for isn't that much. Next day he releases merch. Anyway, and then. And then on top of it, like, so then all of a sudden, like the day that I call him out for like, oh, my name's Astro. I won't DM for money, but I sure as fuck will leave my Cash App and my super chats and everything else all over it. Called him out. Next day, all these people are like, we should be grateful that these guys are asking for our money and monetizing everything because like they're doing something for the community. And like fucking seriously, like what kind of
like what are they doing for the community besides hurting us? They've done nothing but better their own pockets out of this whole deal.
Oh yeah, for sure. And they're not even that great.
Look, someday this is going to come to an end, and it's coming quicker than sooner rather than later. You guys are going to take some real fucking heat, and not only that, you're probably going to get charged with manipulation or some sort of SEC fraud shit because you're taking money from people and giving them advice, and bad advice, by the way, if I will say most of the time, about stocks that you have no fucking idea what you're talking about. You're not. Sorry, go ahead.
If DFE can be sued for a good decision, those motherfuckers definitely can be sued for a bad one. I'm just gonna point that shit out.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like we talk stocks on here and everything, and we'll say something's a good buy or whatever, but we always upfront about like, hey, don't spend your money on unless you have it. Don't listen to our advice. We're just talking about what we like. You know what I mean? Like, but there's a difference between what we do and creating this cult following on one fucking stock. You know what I mean? Like how is that not manipulation? How can log the float not be considered manipulation of some sort, right? Because you're trying to prove a point that there's more shares than exist, which is probably true. I'm not doubting that part of it whatsoever, probably. You know, like, but
hey, Bob got a question for Pawn too. You see that?
Oh, what other place? Oh, yeah. What else are you looking at? Do you have anything else?
I have. I'm not going to say that openly because I want people to focus on what's going on, and so I'll say it in a private chat. But
okay.
And so that's a personal thing because I've blasted some people that are supposed to be all AMC or GME, and then they talk about something else. It's like a side distraction. So and also if you stay at me, I'll talk to you, but I'm not going to say it openly. Because
that's fair.
I would like people to focus on this movement because this right now is all about fucking hengies. And so that's all I'm going to talk about openly. So that's all because like that's my motive. I want people to fuck up their hengies, but if you hit me privately, I'll let you know. But I'm not going to say it openly.
Okay, that's fair enough.
Follow her on Twitter.
Yes, follow her on Twitter.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, and I understand that because you're staying true to what you said you was going to do in the first place. You know what I mean? Unlike the YouTubers who want to pivot and want to ask for, and you don't ask for money from people. You're doing this out of the kindness of your heart, kind of, right? Like it's not.
Yep.
You don't have to do any of this shit. Yeah, you're an engineer.
You don't getting that paper already.
Yeah.
Oh my God! These fuckers like you're so jealous of the super chats, like blah blah blah, and the tips, like your tip jar would be nothing. I was like, bitch, you have no idea how much I get paid. Like,
and by the way,
you have no idea.
You're not only that, you're telling me trades is gonna outdraw you when it comes to super chats if you really wanted to. No offense, but you're a female on YouTube with like just like you would
I already have people hitting me up. They just want to give me money anyways. I'm just like, I'll fucking take it. I'm not gonna ask for it, but yeah, for sure. Like, are you like Sheever's like, are you really want to say I want good shit? Like, I literally like, I'm pretty sure like I could probably like sell my bath water.
Yeah, there's also
you already know.
No, I'm serious. She's not joking. I've heard this before. This is not a thing.
A lot of thirsty motherfuckers that drink her bath water.
Yeah.
Believe that.
Like, yeah, I would totally like. That's actually on my to-do list. Like later, because I think that's fucking hilarious.
Sell the bath water.
Yeah, sell the bath water because like that's hilarious.
Oh, I used to have a friend that used to say that all the time when he saw a pretty girl. Like, I drink her bath water. I was like, oh, you creepy motherfucker. Yeah.
Like, there's so much worse shit on the internet because that's all I fucking do. But like, yeah, like these motherfucking people just like saying like, oh, you're so jealous about like his super chats. Like, you have no idea like how stupid amount of money I make. So I'm actually really good at data analysis.
Well, yeah.
So like, but that's the whole point. It's like me, like the way I'm able to challenge them. I'm just like, yo, like I am actually an engineer with a stats background and I've had a decade of experience. Like, what's your fucking credentials? And just like, I'm just here, like pumping myself up because I'm just telling the fucking truth. And they're just, and I'm just like,
yeah, no, it's like if they were true to that, like, I sit here, we talk shit and whatever, but we don't fill you full of shit. We give you what we really think or whatever. I feel like these guys are all just playing a role at this point. I
yeah,
mean,
for sure.
what did they have to gather in Kansas City for back? They had they had the five
Oh my
core, right? They
god.
all went to the shareholders meeting. They all talked to Adam. They all touched penises in the hotel together, I'm
Oh,
sure.
some docking.
Yeah, some docking. I'm sure there was a lot of that shit
shit,
going on.
AB. Oh shit.
Trey, you can come out now. The military accepts those kind of people. It's fine. It's not a big deal.
Oh
It's not a big
god.
deal.
Like, oh my
It's
god. Jesus
but
Christ. Like when they were talking about the vet thing, we're giving like a thing to like a bunch of vets. Like I'm a military brat. And I'm just like, what's even better for that? Like when I said like I'm gonna go for donations, I specifically asked them to donate to the VA. I'm not gonna be like, I'm just gonna give these random like vets some NFTs type shit. Like I specifically said, like, no, you guys should donate to these fucking like charities that I like that actually help out the vets. And that's what
You said you was gonna give them an NFT?
Like, no. So, like, those fuckers were like, we're going to celebrate, like, Veterans Day. We're going to give, like, 10 vets, like, these new NFTs and such like that. That's, like, what the shit they were talking about. And I'm just like, dude, bro, like, really? Like, first of all, that's how you're going to say thanks? And I'm just, like, sitting here, like, I'm saying thanks because I literally have made posts, like, I don't want your fucking money. I make enough money, and money is going to, like, just fuck everything up. Like, I want you to donate to vets because, like, I am a military brat. And I'm just, I'm actually kind of fun. I was thinking about this. Like, I'm so fucking untouchable. Like, I'm a chick. I'm a half minority. I'm an engineer. Like, I'm a military brat. Like,
yeah, so they can't really attack you from any angle.
I'm fucking untouchable. I was fucking made for this, yo.
Well, what else was I gonna say?
Oh shit!
Shit, I lost it.
It's all good.
No, but with Trey and the military, like the thing is like they'll give to silverback gorillas and fucking whatever. Like they have a gorilla foundation that they give to. That's great and all, but we have people that actually need help. And you don't do anything for the people that actually need help in the community. You know what I mean? Like whether it be military, it could be St. Jude's Hospital, it could be military, it could be whatever. You know what I mean? They could be putting these charities for instead of asking for super chats and asking for all this shit.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's exactly what Astro did. He said he would collect all the people money from people, and he would donate it, and he actually did not. But if Trey is in the military, then why doesn't he have a military haircut and also has facial hair?
Well, from what I understand, he's probably on medical hold. And
no, it doesn't matter. Still, nonetheless, you still have to check in. True. I mean, but like every single photo I've seen of him, he has like facial hair and doesn't have a military haircut. So
that's true lately. Yeah, he did grow that creepy mustache.
Ask him for his MOI and also what branch he is in, a bunch of other things. Because just ask what's his MOI. Yeah, that basically is a fancy term for occupation. But I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if all these other people are just pretending and oh, yo, I'm a vet. It's okay, Len, tell me more about your service. Tell me about your deployment. Tell me about where you've been stationed. Tell me about exactly tell me the exact twist that's out of a certain type of gun that occurs, or can you tell me about the internal, external type of anyway.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch of ways but we've come to the conclusion that Trey is kind of a sociopath, probably. I wouldn't be put past him to lie about that, and not saying that he's legally.
So you think Trey not even in the military for real? To be honest,
I mean, every single photo I've seen with him, he doesn't have a military haircut, and he always has a mustache. If he's on military leave, what's the reasoning? What's his excuse?
Yeah, he might have once been in the military and putting up old pics. He a con man. I can believe it. I never thought of that angle.
And so, I mean, it's super easy to tell. Ask him what branch he's in, where exactly he was stationed, because certain branches are located in certain stations or certain places. It's super easy. Why doesn't he have the haircut? That's easy.
And look how he always moving around. That motherfucker was moving every 2 weeks at one point. I ain't been watching Trey. Remember, he was in the one place with the red in the background. Then he was in one place, and he moved 2 weeks later. Trey moved about in a month and a half. That motherfucker moved about 2 or 3 times, man. Probably about 2-3 months back.
Yeah.
Jesus, that's why you usually get stationed no.
Seriously, you usually get 2 or 3 year deployments at places, right?
Yeah, for sure, 2 years or if not less, but typically about 2 years, usually. And so just ask him what is MO. Just ask MOI.
Yeah.
Hey, look at this. Hey, Steven, he has a heart condition.
A heart condition? More like it's a fucking brain condition. Shit.
Well, he's got this eye condition. He's got this heart condition. He's got all this stuff.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, and then he
going on.
wanted that, so he won't even be accepted. Is that what you're telling me? What?
Come on, man.
Wait, what? He wouldn't be accepted because he doesn't pass.
Yeah, that's true.
He 20 years old in the worst shape of any 20. He got the more ailments than any 20-year-old I ever
I
seen.
know. I'm 40 years old and I smoke every day. And I don't have shit compared to Trey, man. I tell you.
He got a patch on his eye, his ticker bad, and everything else. Come on, man. Cut it off.
Pussy. Like, you know how, like, that's another thing how you know it's military. Do you know the shit, like, the reason why I'm so fucking hard? Because I actually grew up in a fucking military house. Like, I can take up all of this shit. Like the amount of, like, how hard I've been beat and the shit, like, the things they put me, like, I'm fucking, like, you, like, are you shitting me? Like, you're
But he has a breakdown every time. He cries on camera every time something goes wrong.
Oh yeah, like show me the fucking blood, because that's what my dad would say.
Yeah, he gets all. I think he's broke out a little bit too. I think he's got to be on like coke or Adderall or something, because like he's.
Eric said Matt Kors has ducks.
Yeah, Matt Kors has ducks.
Matt's soft as fuck, man.
Ducks. Anyways, yeah, just be simple. Like the military's like, show me the blood.
Yeah.
Show me the blood. Actually, also ask him, was he a ranger or was he like a Marine school sniper? Like all these other things. Like, trust me, I have friends that are all of those. Yeah. I can ask him all the specifics. Like. So
you think Trey too soft to been in the military? Pretty much. What you're saying.
His hair. If his haircut doesn't match. He has heart at that young of an age. He probably wasn't there. And, like, ask him what age he actually got accepted. Also ask him. Yeah, all the things you're telling me, like him being a pussy ass bitch, like.
Yeah, I kind of thought that too. I didn't think about him being not in the military though until you brought that all to my attention.
I never thought that shit. I never thought that either. I never thought of that. As much shit I done talked about Trey, I never thought about that.
I had to walk away from Trey because I can't stand this.
Because like I am from a military community, so I know what the fuck to expect. Like Jesus. Ask him if he has tinnitus. Ask him if he has a shit bask. Does he have any PTSD? No, because he's never been deployed. Like,
no.
Yeah, like exactly.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I could be like, I could talk about all the cliche places in the Middle East, aka the sandbox that these typically normal people usually go for deployment. Like, yeah, this is probably like he might be just saying that because like those fucking people that wear all this that are like super alpha and wear camo all the time.
Oh yeah.
That's probably what he fucking is. Like,
oh yeah.
I am a cedar.
He's got that. What's that fashion brand? The Ed.
Oh my God, Ed Hardy!
Ed Hardy. He's got Ed Hardy fucking camouflage shit on, probably.
With like skulls and shit.
Yeah.
Maybe like some bedazzled jeans. Make them fancy.
Yeah.
He talks about diamond hands.
I bet he gets his nails done before he goes out.
Like, man, right? Like diamond hands, diamond jeans, diamond everything. Like,
yeah. And look, I'm looking forward to these motherfuckers getting everything that's coming to them because it's coming now. Yeah. Like you can only block so many people and make your echo chamber. It's going to get smaller and smaller and smaller until you're the only one left in there.
Oh yeah, for sure. And that's why people like me are going to call them out because like I'm not a pussy ass bitch because I was raised in a military family.
See?
Anyways.
Yeah, and I don't mind standing up. And like my goal when I got on to the show originally, when like I said, these guys run the show. I was just a guest that came on. They opened the forum up to people and let me come on. And I was mad because I can't remember what I was mad about, honestly, when it came on. I think it was the Chad shit. I think it was the Chad shit made me finally come on.
Oh my God,
come on. And
Chad.
and then like I said, my goal was to push for the AMC employees to get better. And that goes for GME. That goes for all these companies, by the way, if we want to make a difference and we want to see people get actually helped, if you're a shareholder in a company and you have enough shares to put pressure on the owner to increase the wages of their employees, I would employ everybody to do so. That's the best way you can help the economy, honestly, because the stock market is all play money. There's a crash coming sooner or later. It's all going to go away. It's all going to come. And they're going to change the rules. So it's going to make harder for us retail traders because of bullshit like the AMC shit that's been going on, because of all the, so this is the gold rush right now. Better take advantage of it because I think crypto will be the big thing next year. I mean, it's not like crypto isn't already big, but like say after February, March of next year, I think crypto is going to start taking off huge again.
I hope so. And so like yeah, so another point as to how I know they're not real investors is because like talking about like so Warren Buffett was like all about like, yo, if you want to know whether the company's good, you have to see how like he treats his people, how he treats his like actual like managers. You want to see how he actually treats the company. Like that's a company if the manager's more focused on the people, that's like the company you want to invest in. So I mean like
Yeah.
yeah, like this
That's what bugs me about AMC is they haven't done anything to really reinvest in their company. To me, when they had the theaters, right, they had the Chance the Rapper concert thing. To me, okay, so do you want to go in a movie theater and sit and watch a concert with music for 2 hours? You want to sit in a chair for 2 hours and watch music, or would you rather strip that out, make like a Club AMC, stream exclusive concerts there, make it like a little bar or what? You know, like you could do all this cool shit with it.
Hell yeah, you want to have some drinks in that motherfucker?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
exclusive stream live in concerts, you know, that would be something good. Exploring VR, maybe doing something with VR, you know, like there's all sorts of creative things they could do that they do none of. And that's what bugs me.
She said Adam Aaron was ducking all the good questions. He don't see he looking at this shit as a quick as a quick lick. He want to get his money and get out. He don't give a fuck about the future of the company. That's what that tells you right there.
He's getting ready to retire, so he knows once a squeeze happens. And that's the other thing. Say the squeeze does happen. What happens to AMC after this? It goes right back to where it was at before.
You can tell they was asking those type of questions. He said, that's a good question. That's a good question. He don't give a fuck. He just want to get some money and get out.
And he's like, we're a car. We shouldn't be looking back. We should be looking forward. We're not going to be the same company in the past. And I was like, you fucking guys are going to be fucking changing shit. And just like, oh, man. Like,
it's over with.
Yeah.
And then
ain't no future in that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, and then he was like, oh my. So another thing, they're like, oh, when are you going to open up more? So when are you going to open more movie places? And the guy, first of all, he could not pronounce the names of his companies from different countries. He forgot about them. He had a question and he couldn't remember them and he couldn't pronounce them. He's like, oh, it's either this or that, and he couldn't pronounce them. And then they're talking about, what are you gonna do to increase the business itself? He's like, well, we have a bunch of shitty movie theaters, and what we're gonna do is we got to focus on the rent. So basically, he said we're going to like close all the shitty ones down. If you listen to it closely,
And by the way, they just said they were going to hire 5,000 more people earlier this year, right? Didn't they just say?
To do what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. So you're going to hire 5,000 more people, but then you're going to close all these theaters and fire the people that you just fucking hired, supposedly?
That don't even add up.
Yeah, that's.
So instead of paying one person 40 hours, you can pay 10 people 4 hours. So you don't have to pay. So you don't have to pay benefits.
And that's the thing that really bugs me about the community, as far as like anytime I bring this up on Twitter about the employees getting pay, I always get the same old, well, it's this kind of job, it's not that, it's blah blah blah. I'm like, well, it's funny you guys have a problem with the employees getting more, but you don't have a problem with Adam Aaron taking a fucking double multi-million-dollar bonus, double his salary for a year when the theaters were fucking closed, when they had no income, when they had zero. Adam Aaron gave himself a huge bonus. I don't see you seeing people coming at me with that type of vigor. I don't see people going after Adam Aaron with that type of vigor and venom that you do when I come online and say about the employees, and then you tell me how stupid the fucking employees are. Well, go fuck yourselves, because many of my friends have been employees at places like these. Many people I know that you guys are supposed to be fucking representing when you're online, talk about representing the apes. This was supposed to be about the little guys, the ones down below, right? That's where it's supposed to be at. But it's not anymore. It's about the fucking YouTubers. It's about sucking Adam Aaron's ass. Well, it's not about that to all of us. And it's time some of us start fucking standing. Yeah, exactly. Some of us start standing up to these motherfuckers and stop going on Fox News with Charles Payne and talking about how fucking great you guys are. Because you're not. Because you're fucking not. You've done way more damage than good. Yeah.
And Abe Steven said, I'm sure y'all talked about it, but Jackson's gone whack. I'm sure you'll touch on that again, Paul.
That's actually the name of his next single. He's dropping in a shitty YouTube videos. Jackson's gone whack. It's the new hot thing. It's the new hot song he's gonna drop.
Probably baby jack off. That's what I've been calling him in my little like
jack off Jackson.
Jack off. Yeah, I don't
jack
know,
off
jack
Jackson.
off. Just jack off. He's not even word jack off Jackson. He's like jack off, jack on, jack off.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
jack off.
there's ones that we've left out, and I'm sure that like there's so many YouTubers out now there it's hard to keep track of. The Masked Investor, I never watched that much of. Trey, I watched some of. Matt, I watched some of. Review Dork, I watched some of. Jackson, I watched some of.
I haven't watched any of them except for Astro, and I got it. Like, it just the only reason I did so is so I could like literally find the exact shit he like copy and pasted for me. Like, it was basically for the script. That's the only one I've like kind of watched. I know they're all shit. Like, TA is shit, but like. Yeah, they're all really shitty and they're all obnoxious and annoying. Like, they're like, yeah, he sits there for 8 hours. Like, yeah, I've done the same shit. I've sit in the same fucking place for like 3 days because I had a fucking like bills of like addies and I got so much shit done. I'm like, that's how they fucking do it. That's how I do when I get my DD done. Like,
hey,
like,
do whatever you need to do. I don't judge. I'm a weed smoker.
I know, but still, my ones are like, they sit there for 8 hours. I'm just like, so do I because of Adderall. Like,
yeah, Adderall's a motherfucker. Adderall's a motherfucker.
I love Adderall.
Oh, be careful! Don't make your heart explode. Oh my God, I did some Adderall back in the day. I did Adderall's worse than cocaine.
Don't do Adderall supposed to keep you focused or something like that?
Hey, don't give all my patents came from cocaine because I thought that would be funny.
Hey, I'm not hating on it. I used to do a lot of cocaine back in the day.
And I like to make it even funnier. I was like, I bought that shit on the internet from the dark web using Bitcoin. Like, that's. I was like, that's a great sentence.
Hey, what you think about crypto? I was gonna ask you. What you think about crypto?
So I've done a lot of analysis into crypto. First of all, GameStop and crypto do follow one another. Back in about July 2020 is when they actually started following directly. Prior, I'm going to do some math shit. I think it's related to MOS as to. Well, wait, I know why that is. Okay, anyways. Oh wow, I gotta write that down. Like, okay.
Had an epiphany, right? Live on the air, folks. An epiphany in action.
Oh my gosh, so hold on, we're gonna write that down. And so yeah, I do not. They've been related to one another, and they're. I mean, like it's.
So you hold on. You left-handed too?
Yes, I am left-handed.
You left-handed too? I'm left-handed. Look like you use
Mark of the devil.
I'm left-handed too. Go ahead.
Okay, it's okay.
I'm a lefty too.
Person.
I noticed that. Go ahead. What you think about crypto, though? I'm sorry.
So I don't trust crypto, not only because it is obviously linked with the price action of GameStop, plus a litany of other things. I mean, given when the Chinese were like when the Ching Chong Chinese, I like to be racist against my own people.
As long as you say it, I can't say shit like that. You go.
I mean, no, I'm white and yellow. Like, I'm a fucking Twinkie.
I can't get away with saying anything like that. I look like one of those people in the memes they put up of the like when you know what I'm saying? Like
no, I get tan. People come up to me speaking Spanish. No, so like when the Chinese market dropped, like there was a huge drop that correlated with getting Bitcoin as well, and so like they're like because Bitcoin is anonymous, it's not linked to anything. It's used for basically for them just to steal their cash away, just like for later.
It's a money laundering operation, basically, is what I've come to the terms with.
Exactly, because it's not taxed, it's not traceable or anything like that. And then like Bitcoin and Doge and all these other different coins actually follow each other as well. So I mean, they follow each other, but they're crypto. So I don't understand how that would be related whatsoever, unless I don't know. There's an algorithm that controls that too. I don't know. And so, who
would think that? I don't know.
Who would think that, right?
Yeah.
And so like since we're all tied together, and so it's like sketchy as fuck, but also like they're given the history as well with current investing, at least when they talk about their dumb shit, they actually have extensive decades of like years, like hundreds or ever fucking or whatever back in the tulips age with the fucking Europores and their tulips. That's how long they've been investing. So there's like a huge history of it. So for them to analyze and research it, the shit out of it. However, crypto were like, oh, we just started this the other day. We're gonna wing it. You know.
Well, the thing is, what is crypto's value besides like hiding money? Otherwise,
exactly.
You know, like that has no tangible value. And if we're gonna have a digital currency, I would think the U.S. dollar is probably going to be the digital currency of the future because they don't print as much money. Where 70% of the world is dictated by our money. The 7% of the world's markets and everything is used American dollars, right? So wouldn't it be easier just to convert that to a cryptocurrency eventually, as opposed to trying to make a new cryptocurrency all around?
I mean, what's money though?
Money exactly. Well, I know. It's all fucking play. It's all play money, except I can't get enough to make myself happy right now. That's the other thing. So
you should become a YouTuber. Like,
I don't want that shit. Look, I was really reluctant about coming on here in the first place when I jumped on, and then these guys have kind of convinced me to come back time and time again, and hopefully you come back too.
No, yeah, for sure. I don't do anything. Like
Yeah.
all I do is like I fucking like I just maybe you
So,
can just open a tip jar
yeah.
and say you're gonna donate it. Maybe I don't know, do something weird. Sell your bathwater. I'm sure like there's.
I don't think anybody want my bathwater, girl. But
you like we should.
there's some creepy fuckers out there, though.
Let's try to sell your bathwater and see if like for
Oh
like
my God.
$10.
Yeah. We'll put it on Amazon right now.
Yeah,
We'll follow that shit up.
We'll put it in the open market. Just leave it in the corner.
Do I have to
like,
fart in the tub too, or no?
I don't know. I mean, that's probably just add-on. It costs like $5 extra.
Yeah. I farted in this one. It's $5 extra.
Yeah,
Oh
I mean,
my God.
right? Like for sure. You should just put a little corner and see if anyone's going to buy your bathwater.
Yeah. Oh my God. I don't think I want that type of crowd following me, though. You know what I'm saying? That's
you never know, though.
Yeah, somebody knock on my door and be like, "I want to see the live version of the bathwater."
The live version. Oh my God, I like it when it's goofy.
No, I can't. I don't want to be like YouTube famous or anything. I used to be for a while, but like the more people make mountains out of molehills, the tougher it gets to like want to put yourself out in public. You know what I mean? Like,
yep.
You say the one wrong thing and everybody's out to get you, or on one side or the other. I'm not even saying cancel culture. The right and the left and whatever is in between all have certain ways they get offended about everything, and it just becomes this cycle of like hate that I don't really, you know what I mean? Like,
you just don't give a fuck. There are people out there that are willing to buy your bathwater. Why the fuck would you care about their opinion?
Yeah, I guess you're right. I don't know. Just anxiety.
I mean, yeah, no, I totally get the anxiety. I take like mad pills, which I've been open about.
I was a little nervous about today because I know you have a lot of followers, and
whatever.
I'm just saying, like, and we're probably you can't tell me that Jackson and these people aren't going to watch this, and we're not going to get some.
I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, that's
You're probably going to jack off to me like weird.
Oh yeah. Oh no, Jackson definitely doing that. I can see that.
I just like
I can see Matt doing it in his duck shirt.
Like I'm just like all these guys. I was like fucking like I don't even want to know. They probably just think about me, and I'm just like, oh God. But yeah, for sure. I mean, like I'm a chick on the internet. Let's be real. That's the reason why I have all these followers in comparison to dude DDers who only have like maybe 2 to 3.
Yeah. I mean, real's real. Yeah, no, it's real. It's real. It's not. You know, why do you think Terrible has so many followers?
I thought she was because of her OnlyFans.
Yeah, no, that. Yeah, that's.
Is that really a thing?
Yes, and that's they put her on fucking Fox News as one of the forefront people of AMC Apes.
Because what? Do you think they'll fucking put me on that?
No, fuck no. Fuck no.
Exactly.
Is she on OnlyFans fucking?
I mean, like, I don't know.
I don't know what she does on her OnlyFans.
I've never seen it. I don't know. Funny story. I accidentally started an OnlyFans. This was like a while ago.
Accidentally started an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
You filled out all information online.
No, because I had this friend, and he was like, "Yo, you should start OnlyFans." I was like, "What the fuck is that?" Because it's like years ago, and he's like, "It's like basically, oh my god, like Instagram, but with money." I was like, "That sounds like a great idea." It's just like,
oh my god.
And so I was like, I think it was like maybe like PG-13. I was like, and then all of a sudden I was like, wait a second. I just like signed myself up to be part of this porn place. I was like, okay, and then that's how I had my OnlyFans for a second.
I met this guy, I lived in Alaska last year, and there's this guy up there. He's a porn star, and he's living my dream life a little bit. I won't lie. He's a porn star, right? He has his wife, and he has this other girl with him. They opened a restaurant. They're opening a weed shop. I'm like, he's almost living the dream, man. You know.
Oh my god! Because like the common response is that you think you can handle one fucking woman, you want to handle two, like
like that's why it's a fantasy in my head. I can't deal with one woman.
I let it give it a shot.
Well,
no, like,
yeah.
Like even how,
give it a college try for a couple months, and then we'll see how it works out.
So many dudes hit me up on my like DM saying, I'm gonna give it the old college try, or I'm gonna shoot my shot. I was like, you and 30 other guys that said the exact same thing.
See, I'm old school. I can't get into online dating and stuff like that. I come from the era where it was like always a guy on the other side. You know what I mean? Like that's always a fear. So I don't like a lot of the online dating and Twitter. I don't shoot my shot at people on Twitter and stuff like that. It's just like Act like you've seen a pair of tits before. You know what I mean? Like that's what
Right,
kind of
yeah, they're just 5 pounds of fat with the nipple, like
yeah.
whatever, like just
Yeah, it's not like it's not that big.
shit.
That's why I don't get like crushes on people and shit like that. Real, even when I was a kid, like I didn't really get unless I get crushes more in real life once I know the person and their personality and stuff than I do like from this fantasy person on Twitter that I have no idea who they are, no idea about who they really are, and they have no idea that I even exist. I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like I just
Yeah, yeah, no, I totally get that. No, I've had to deal with online dating for a while. So many bad online dating. Like I've done so much Tinder. Like I have so many. I could go just like anyway. Nothing but
I did Tinder when I had a job where I traveled on the road for a bit, and I did Tinder a couple times. It worked out okay. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. It was fun. But Tinder is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's there for
just like touch my butt and buy me pizza. Like I fucking just come and go, evacuate.
Pump it in and then pump it out. Pump it in, pump it out. Pump it in, pump it out.
I like a pump and dump. Like shit.
Yeah, pump and dump could be the name of your OnlyFans channel.
No, actually, when people ask me about this, I tell them my my name is Loch Ness or Nessie Loch, and then I charge about $3.50.
Oh my god!
And then they go looking for it.
Oh my god!
That's what I tell them. My name is Nessie Loch, and I charge about $3.50. Like I charge about $3.50.
Oh my god!
That's what I say when they ask me about my OnlyFans. Because they're going to fucking look for it. They probably only look for it. I was like, bro, I only had it for like a hot second till I realized it's like not what I thought it was.
Yeah. Well, you could have made a lot of money though. You missed an opportunity. I feel like.
Yeah. I mean, like, what else?
I mean, you could have just like played dress up every day and like made a shit ton of money. That's all you had to do.
Oh man, I'm pretty. Oh god, that sounds so awful. Like, oh my god. Oh, I could make like twice as much as that, just like doing nothing at work.
I know.
Jesus. God. Yeah. I mean, I really, but yeah, I need to sell my bathwater.
Yes.
How much do you think my
I have no idea what the market is on bathwater. I'm sorry, I'm not in that crowd. Well, I don't want to Google that either because I feel like I'll be able to put on a watch list of some sort.
I got you. Average. Okay,
Oh god, here we go.
Average amount. I would cost chicks online chicks bathwater. I'm gonna see if I can Google.
Didn't some celebrity just do that recently?
$30.
Did they?
It's only $30. Yeah, that's fucking nothing.
That's
$30.
That's not even worth the bath itself. Yeah.
That's only 30. Really? Oh, that's a man, dude. Wait. There's some person had 250. But yeah, I don't know. It's all about quality of bathwater. Like what kind of what kind of are they using like fucking
bubble bath? Yeah.
Is it like tap water? Are they using fucking like smart water on that shit? Are we talking about quality of water? You gotta get good like materials.
I got a water softener in my house.
Well, you gotta have some soap in there to make it realistic, right? Like you gotta have some sort of
drink it though.
Oh yeah, that's true. Oh yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. I guess you just have to take a bath without soap, right? It'd just be the water and you. Just stick a bottle in that bitch and just drain it till it's empty, and then you'll have I don't know a couple $100 worth of bath water to sell.
Oh man, like I could just just open. I mean, I go down the.
I did not see this conversation taking this turn tonight, by the way.
It's fucking weird. Because I've been trying to sell my bathwater, and I've just been talking about this.
We're gonna make this dream come true for you. We're gonna make this dream come true for right now. Pond is going to be selling her bathwater in the next month.
I'll sell my bathwater
next month, but we want more than $30 a bottle. We want more than $30 a bottle.
I'm going to get it. Hold on. Let's see what kind of jar that I have, so we know like a general. Let's go on.
Yeah, let's. Well, you got to set a price. You got to set a price.
Well, they have to know the volume first. You have to know the volume. Let's see what you. Let's see.
Well, just get some more water.
Cali, huh?
Huh? I think so. Yeah.
You live in California, huh?
Yeah, I'm in I live in Colorado and Cali. So we're gonna here you go.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
Yeah, there you go. How much?
So how much for that?
How much for this?
That's a little bigger than the average bottle. We're starting bids in the chat room.
Hey, we gonna put this motherfucker on eBay, y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazon, wherever bathwater is sold, coming to you soon.
Super chat.
Make them bid on it, Pawn. They got a bid on it on eBay.
because I'm gonna let the free market figure that shit out because this is an investing thing. Like,
Yes, it's an experiment, just like log the float's an experiment. This is an experiment to see how much we can get for your bathwater.
Yeah, so how much can I get for my bathwater? I
Exactly.
don't know. We gotta put a little tally in the corner.
Yeah, I know, right? Next time you come on, we'll have the tally ready to go, and we'll start.
I hope so, and just keep it like a thing until like molasses, because like when it shoots out, and like someone else can like it'll be a thing, so it'll be like a surprise.
There we go. Yeah. Or we'll do like a charity raffle, and the winner gets your bathwater.
Yeah,
something
and we
like
can donate the rest to like some good thing.
Yeah,
but I feel really
see, we're selling bathwater for good causes here, people.
We are.
Yeah, we're doing the right thing. We're doing the right thing.
I'll sell my bathwater to give to charities. Like, then we'll figure out a good charity. Like, we'll donate to retards or something because we're all retarded apes.
I know, right?
Eric Bean said, "Don't sell it, auction it."
Yeah, we're gonna
don't sell it, auction it.
No, we're gonna auction it, but then give the proceeds to like a bunch of autistic
some autistic kids. Help them fucking kids. We're not the fuck them kids kind of people. We're not them fuck them kids. No, we care about the children. I used to substitute teach. I care about the children.
Like that's basically making fun of all the investing nerds, like all the fucking artists. We'll start. I'll auction it. I don't know what's a good number. Well, let's start with the number $50.
Well, I think the low end has to be like $100. Well, no, 30s. Then you're putting yourself out there as basic market value, and you're above that. I would feel like.
Okay. Oh, you're a good point. I don't know.
And you're kind of like semi-celebrity status, you know. You've got so many followers, so that's got to up the price a little bit.
Okay, I need one of you guys to make a tally thing in the bottom, and so I can watch it.
We'll do that next time. You're gonna have to do that for her next time because
I've been wanting to make this happen because I thought it'd be so hilarious.
Making fantasies come true here live.
That'd be fucking hilarious. Yeah, I auctioned my bathwater on the internet. And
I wonder how much Jackson will bid for that.
We'll make it anonymous.
I bet there'll be a bidding war between Jackson and Astro for your bathwater. They'll probably put
all their money from their squeezes into it.
Matt Core's got $500,000 in super chats. I'm sure he can afford a nice price for some bathwater.
Yeah, just put fucking $500,000. Buy like 10 bottles of bathwater for that.
Well, I think I'm about to wrap it up here, guys. I mean, yeah, it's been about 2 hours. Thank you so much for coming on tonight. I appreciate you coming on and telling your side of the story, kind of cementing what we've been saying, honestly, about the scams for a long time. And actually have somebody that knows the numbers behind what's going on is very helpful to explain some of this to people, too. So you're welcome back at any time. You can hit me or ticket up anytime. We don't really have a schedule for the show right now. We're kind of figuring all that out. We're starting up here. So, but more than welcome. Hit me, and of course, you follow me on Twitter. I follow you on Twitter now. Don't forget to follow on Twitter.
Follow each other.
Yes, we put the Twitter link up earlier in the show.
And we're gonna end up showing her Twitter. We're gonna end it off here. Go over Twitter.
This is her Twitter. Spawn. Make sure you follow. Make sure you subscribe here at the 10%.
Discuss over this is Pwn. Like Pwn got player own. Yeah, man.
Pwn. I'm sorry. It takes a minute to get used to Pwn.
I know. I don't get why people it's so fucking hard. It's Pwn. You play video games.
It's the P words.
And this is her YouTube, and definitely subscribe to her YouTube. This is her YouTube.
The barbecue pit.
The barbecue pit, and then she'll be doing some technical analysis on there. I think she has one video up. And of course, we're here at the 10%. You always know where to find us right here on YouTube. Yep. We've got a Discord, and of course, 10%'s Twitter. I'm Aaron. I can't even remember what my Twitter tag is. AB Harold, I think, on Twitter. So I'm not about to
real quick.
What's that?
Yeah. We're gonna show you.
I'll tell you what, we'll talk about new play. I'm kind of worn out, guys. I'm gonna.
I got it.
I'm sorry. I plus I want to be up for pre-market tomorrow.
No, I have to go back to the lab and finish experiments. So I'm good. Definitely do. I don't have anything to do because when I'm in California, because all I do is just go to work and then I just do stuff on the internet. Like this is why I do so much DD.
Okay, awesome. Well, maybe we'll hit you up again in a couple days or sometime this week again and see if you want to come back and bullshit with us some more.
Yeah,
awesome.
Sure.
This AB Twitter right here.
Yep.
This AB Twitter. Follow him.
And like I said, we can. You're part of the family now. You're part of the family now, so you're welcome back anytime.
We'll
we love your energy. We love your energy, and we appreciate it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate you guys
All
hitting
right,
me
and
up.
you haven't
This
met
is
Marco yet.
special.
Hopefully, Marco will be here with us next time. Don't forget
Yeah,
about
this is the
chemo.
first
he'll
time I
be here.
did this. I like purposely, yeah, I was really excited. I was so excited. Like I left my experiment early because I was like, I gotta get ready for this shit.
Oh,
But now I have to
awesome.
go back. So I'm like, yeah, this is the first thing I've done so far, and it's like really fun. It's
Oh,
insane.
awesome. Glad you enjoyed it. Yeah, see, these guys make it easy because, like, I was nervous about coming on when I first came on, too. And the ticket's been great. You'll meet Marco hopefully next time. He's great, too. And, you know, I just really, in the community, the chat, Bot and Kid, those guys are great. We got Brett the Hitman Hart in the chat room. I don't know if he's there tonight.
Yeah,
Who else is
he
in the
not
chat
here
room?
tonight, but
Yeah,
yeah, he be here.
I'm forgetting names in the chat. I'm drawing a blank right now, but I'm putting on the spot for all the guys in the chat. But there's plenty of people in our chat room.
DT was in here
DT,
earlier.
DT,
Dr. Sunshine, we ain't
Laz.
seen Doc in a minute.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
MVP,
Laz is here too.
And then KSI, because he has a huge crush on me, and I like to tease him about it. Like the person said, "Hey, Pone," the first one. Anyway, that's the only person I know here.
Oh, okay. I think
Sorry,
Kid was here. Yeah.
that was socially awkward. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I am in a constant state of awkward, so it's fine. I'm used to it. It's fine.
I have a degree in math. Do you want to fucking out awkward me?
I know, right? Oh, you're doing fine though. It was great show, guys. Thank you so much again for coming on tonight, Pawn. And we will be in touch.
Pawn, join our Discord too if you can, and drop some of your and talk about some of your new stocks if you want to in there too, because we interested. We definitely
for sure. Just send me the link and I'll do so. It's not something I want to do openly and publicly because I want to
Our Discord.
The Discord is like, say when you first tap on to like if you go to our Twitter page, it's like pinned to the top. You can just go there right from the top.
Okay, I got you. I'll find it.
Okay.
I think.
I think. Cool. Can you make a private room in there for like only certain people can see her plays if she wants to do that? That way she doesn't have to.
Yeah. I'll make it private. Yeah.
Private room for a bathwater too. We should make a bathwater room.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank you so much tonight.
All right, chatting. And we appreciate you, Pawn. We definitely appreciate you.
Yes, thank you so much for tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah, have a good night, y'all. Take care.
Cheers,
all right, y'all.
Bye.